we can start now. Participants are still joining, but we can start. So I will be giving brief introduction for sir. So sir is a professor and head of computer science and engineering department at MANIT Bhopal, where he is also head of the Center of AI. With 30 years of teaching experience, he is a leading expert in cybersecurity, machine learning, data mining, and internet technology. Sir has a prolific academic career, having published 130 research papers and 3 books, and guided 10 PhD and 65 MTech theses. He has been the principal investigator on several significant projects for Government of India, including the Information Security Education and Awareness Program. He also provides consultancy to organizations such as Cyber Police and AIIMS Bhopal. A recognized authority in his field, he holds 3 patents, is an expert member of various public service commissions, and has delivered over 135 expert lectures. Sir has also chaired session at International IEEE conference in Australia and China. So handing over to you, sir.
Thank you. I hope that I'm audible at your end.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Your good name, sir?
Sir, my name is Agam Singh.
Pardon?
Agam Singh.
Adam Singh, okay.
Agam, AGAM. Huh.
Okay, so Singh Sahab, I need your acknowledgement because in my lecture I will try to demonstrate the some of the attacks, vulnerabilities and evidences. So I need your acknowledgement whether it is properly visible at your end. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So thank you very much for introducing me and giving me the brief introduction, and I'm happy to join. And now first I'm sharing my screen and then we will proceed. So I'm sharing my screen. So I will share here from this one. Okay. Optimize forward. You click here to share. Okay. Look entire screen. Also share the system audio. Okay. My screen is visible at your end?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just a minute. So I hope that now screen is clear at your end.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. My topic of the today's lecture is cloud security and forensics from threat detection to evidence collection. Okay, and as your institute, our institute is also the one of the participating institute of ISEA project. So I am conducting this activity from my side in the Information Security Education Awareness project. Okay. So in today's lecture, I will try to cover the key security challenges in cloud computing, including some threats and vulnerabilities. And these threats I will demonstrate practically to you. And then we discuss the best practices for preventing and resilience. Okay. And this session also introduced the cloud forensic methodologies, tools, and some case studies to demonstrate how the digital evidence or the fact can be identified and preserved in the cloud environment. Okay. So first question is that why cloud security matters. So we know that now these days the infrastructure as a services, then coding as a services. So 90% of business uses the cloud services today. And we also have the very sensitive data, not only the money in the form of financial data, but the government data, e-governance initiative, healthcare data, all are available onto the cloud. And these are causes some loss of trust if the breaches causes then finance damage and legal risk from that. Recently, the incident was happened that in the AIMS Delhi, the data breach take place. So various way through which it is occurring. So first we discuss what is cloud security. So it is a generally the practice of finding the particular vulnerabilities and protecting your cloud data. That is the data is the private data, public data, some applications, API application, services are there, and the principle are same. We want to maintain the privacy in the form of confidentiality. We want to make the integrity and also the availability. Okay. Some of the example that I have written here in a cloud security, very common example and good practice that encrypted file before uploading a Google Drive. So even there is a file can be accessed, but it cannot be opened. Ensure financial record in the cloud data should be preserved. It cannot be modified. So hashing can also play a very vital role. And then the other example is there. We have the Amazon Web Services are there. Then we have the Microsoft Azure that keeping services online. So no denial of services attack take place. So we want to try to make our system safe, even in the case of traffic spike or outages. So my actually research is in the code security. So I will mostly cover the code security part and some forensic part. So what is the code injection? I'm giving you a very simple example. Facebook is asking to enter the comment, and the user of that Facebook is, instead of entering the comment, he is entering some code onto that, and that code is not checked by the programmer or the security expert, and it is executed. So I am giving you a very simple example. So first the attacker will check whether the website is vulnerable or not. So what he did, he will use it. For example, I am giving you a very simple example. You will see here that is called the scripting a code into the box, and this is executed. That is called the code injection. Okay. So we have developed the code security. Our thematic area is the web application vulnerabilities in the IAC project, and another one is mobile and cyber forensic. So what is the code injection in the web environment? I'm demonstrating. Okay. So here you will find out it is asking for some data. You assume that we are using some application online, and here I'm entering some code. This is a very simple JavaScript code that here you will find. It is visible at your end.
Yes, sir.
So here you will find out it is a script. It is the end of a script, and it is like a message box. Very simple example, hello. So when we enter this code, what happened? The code will be executed and message will be displayed. So now you can see here, it is saying the hello. Hello means website is vulnerable. This application is vulnerable. It is accepting some code. And you believe the most of the website from Orkut and from Facebook, these are the suffer from these type of attacks. Not only entering the attack, attacker can also be inject some malicious programs, file handling, remote code execution, shutdown command. So these commands are entered and affect the normal working of an application. So this is a simple way of code injection attack. Just a moment. हाँ मितुल जी आपकी क्लास कब से है? अच्छा अच्छा okay. So sorry for interruption. Actually, so this is a simple way. More dangerous, I am giving you some other example. Suppose here we are entering another code. This code indicate this is the start of a script, this is the end of a script, and we are writing here document.location hack.php. It is very similar to the transferring the control to the other file. So when we executed this command in the any cloud environment, it will redirect your website to some other location. Okay. So various type of attacks are possible on the cloud. So these are the weakness. It is not a problem of a system. It is a poor way of writing the code. So we will discuss how we will handle it. Okay. So when we click it, you will find out the website will be redirected to the hack.page. So here you will find out this website is redirected to the hack.page. So these are called the code injection attack. Code injection attack is an attack when attacker inject the code in the cloud environment. It is executed and website is redirected to the some other location. Okay. Is it clear? Hello. Hello.
Sir, participants cannot unmute themselves, but they are saying okay.
No,
They can
pardon,
react.
could you repeat?
Sir, participants cannot unmute themselves, but they can react. They are saying okay.
Okay, so you can respond from participant side, okay?
Okay, sir.
Because most of the class I will took the practical ones, okay? So
Okay,
code
sir.
injection is a way of entering the code and that will be executed at the site, okay? So now the question is that, so I hope that concept of code injection is clear to you. Now the second concept is that cloud environment, these target web application program interface, multi-tenant platforms are there and exploiting the poor input validation. Means the programmer is not checking whether user is entering the code or the user is entering the comment. So that is a poor validation. Here we can play for computer science student, we can use context-free grammar or regular expression to check the validation of a system. So here the compiler TOCs whether the string which are entered is vulnerable or not. So user input exploitation, attacker enter a malicious code into the input field in the form of form or sometime application program interface also requesting and replying in which he may enter the code. That is the code injection attack. So what he can do is still sensitive data from other tenant means they can bypass the database. I think some of you heard the name is called SQL injection. Bypass the authentication. Suppose authentication, he is putting the username is this, password is this, and user put the tricky SQL to retrieve the information. Execute unauthorized operations. So he is able to enter, he is not allowed, but he create the login and password from the remote location and execute it. I will demonstrate all these. Then fourth one is escalate privilege and gain deeper access, because now these days role and their responsibility grant revoke all are from the databases. So escalation privileges means gain higher access right. Lower privilege account means, say example, we have the low privilege account for developer services account, and now he will switches to the administrative and use this to create the users or performing the DBA role, like root in AWS cloud, global admin in Azure, and use these services. There is some example that we will discuss. First attack that we will cover is the SQL injection attack. That is the attack on databases. Here the SQL queries are injected in the Azure SQL or AWS RDS, and that will execute and retrieve the information. Command injection, here rather than database query, we entered some PHP command like create a file, delete a file, shut down command, move command. Then cross-site script attack is more dangerous, that I have already demonstrated to you. Here we inject malicious JavaScript into SaaS web application that will execute and not require any special privileges. It will execute from the system. Okay, so that will execute and from the browser. And API manipulate insecure cloud API, the API which are not properly interface, their parameter are open, so they can check it. So now we first discuss SQL injection. What is SQL injection? SQL injection is a tricky way of injecting the SQL injection and retrieving the information. Okay. So I'm just explaining you. You will see it here first. We are entering some data onto the applications and it will retrieve. So I hope that you all are aware about that. When we enter the data, that is a normal scenario. Suppose I am writing SQL injection attack here. In a web environment or cloud environment, I enter here 200. What it does, we enter the 200 data, it will write. We know that there is a one select command, select star from employee, where ID equal to 200, and 200 record is fetched from the database. So you will find out, this is a normal scenario. I have entered the 200 values and it is fetched from the database. That is a normal scenario. Okay. Then we all know this concept. I am showing to your screen. Here you will find out ID equal to 200 that we have entered. It will take select star from employee where ID equal to 200 and data is fetched. That is a normal scenario. So 200 records are the employee number with the 200 records is fetched. But what happen if user will put instead of 200, 17 or 1 equal to 1? We know that 1 equal to 1 always be true. And here 17 is not available in the table, so it may be false. But we know that if condition of OR statement is true, if one condition of OR statement is true, that will make your whole statement true. So when we enter 17 or 1 equal to 1, 1 equal to 1 is true. When we concatenated it with the 17, that will make your whole statement true, and entire data is fetched from the database. So that is called the SQL injection attack. I hope that is clear to you. Now I will demonstrate it. What I am trying here, I will put 17 or 1 equal to 1. So here you will find out 1 equal to 1 is true. This is false. But when one condition is true, that will make your whole statement true. So data is fetched from the system. So all the data which are available will be fetched. So in my case, we have only 5 records. So all 5 records are fetched. This is a SQL injection attack. So that is the compromise the data. It is not the problem of SQL. It is not the problem of MySQL. It is a poor way of writing the code. Means attacker is not or programmer is not following the coding standards. He is not aware these type of loopholes can take place and attack your system. So I hope that concept is clear to you. So here you will find out. So I have demonstrated this. I will put the 1 equal to 1. So if the login is, say example, MANIT, password is Jaipur, and if the attacker put login equal to India, password equal to Bharat, or 1 equal to 1, we know that the India login is not there, Bharat password is not there, but or 1 equal to 1 is always be true. That will make your whole statement true, and entire data from the cloud application will be fetched and displayed to the users. Okay. So if as a programmer, if involved in this type of attacks, then what can do? So now two phases are there. First one is vulnerable code. This is the weak code, because here it is directly passing to this one and values are selected and entire data is fetched. That is a simple example of vulnerable code. Second example, you will find out it is the safer code. Means here, as if what the programmer does, he will use a script slash and MySQL restring. If these two parameters are used, then your data will not be compromised and the OR1 equal to 1 will be filtered out, all the escape string will be filtered out, and he is able to protect the input field. So first one is the say unsafe code. It is called the vulnerable code. Second one is called the safer code. So there is a one application that is the web-based application. It's called the Daemon web application, Daemon vulnerable web application, where we can practice these type of attack. And one of the consortium I think some of you are aware about is called OWASP. In OWASP, it was mentioned that these type of attacks are possible in web environment. Okay. And you believe, we all know that Starbucks is a very famous coffee shop, and its financial data is also vulnerable, and SQL injection attack the system. I have first launched this type of website and demonstrated it in 2007 when we have started MTech Information Security in our institute. But here you will see it was reported in the 2019. Still the applications are vulnerable. Developing an application using a chat GPT, using a AI based coding, it is now very easy. Simply script kiddie, copy the code, paste the code and execute it. But in the actual, developing a secure coding is still a challenging task. So many applications are exploited by the exploiting the vulnerabilities. So what is the vulnerabilities? Vulnerabilities are the weakness, lacuna in your protocol, in your system, in your APIs, in your services, or the programmer are not enough capable to write the secure coding. He is not following the security code standard, or your network engineers or your system engineer are not properly configuring your system. And one more attack was reported that the bypass the airport security. So it is also the database instead of manipulating. So I hope that concept of SQL injection is clear to you. It is a way where the SQLs are manipulated and apply. So there is a two type of SQL injection: conventional and blind. In a blind, no data is changed, only they can listening. It is an example of passive attack. So security coding is a practice of developing computer software that guard against the accidental. If somebody is trying to injecting some SQL injection or 1 equal to 1, we have enough capable to handle this situation in cloud environment and writing a program that is enough capable to resistance to attack by the malicious or mischief people in the program. Okay. Second attack I have already explained to you. It is called the cross-site scripting attack. Here, what the attacker does, attacker will not inject the SQL. He will inject some JavaScript or script VB script code onto the system. Like document.location, we entered it and website will be redirected to some other location. Here we entered or hello is injecting. Sometimes it is also called the persistence, because in the persistence attack, like in a guest book, the code is injected and this code is stored into the database. And later at the atomic time, or that is called the time bomb script, it will be later executed by the server onto the clouds. Another way you can inject by the modifier. The old browser have their facility to modify the header from here. So attacker can inject the code and this code will be executed. I will explain all these things and demonstrated it. Okay. If you will say that we will not allow to store the code onto the databases, but I think some of you are aware about there is a Joomla, Drupal, some applications are there which are enough capable to store all the content in the form of a website in the form of databases. So all your web pages, their content, their images all are stored. I am showing you the old website of MNIT Bhopal, where alumni data, editorial board data, Hindi website, mailing list, all are stored and their code are stored. So sometime application become the vulnerabilities or functionality become the vulnerability. So you cannot restrict the user that we will not allow to data to be entered into the databases, or the code is not allowed to enter into the system. So I think you are aware about two attacks that I have demonstrated. One is SQL injection, which is simple example onto the databases or table or relational system. Second, we have the JavaScript attack that is called the cross-site scripting attack. This is more problematic because HTTP protocol that we use to fetch the website is a stateless protocol. We are not able to know whether the user are coming first time or second time. So what the attacker does, attacker will steal the cookies. So cookies are used for two purposes in cloud environment: storing your preferences, and second one is used to store the preferences are used, and second one is used for maintaining the session. So these sessions are hijacked. So soon I will demonstrate this attack. PHP is a script language that are executed on server, okay, and that may be executed. So here, instead of JavaScript, instead of SQL, attacker inject the PHP code. If he will inject the PHP code, it is called the PHP code injection. If he enter the JSP code, it is called the JSP code injection. If he will enter the ASP.NET, it is called the ASP. Means, or sometimes it is also called the command injection or operating system injection. Okay. So we have to know which type of application are running onto the target machine. For that, the one terminology is called banner grabbing, where we grab the banner and know the application will use. Okay. So I'm demonstrating some of the example of PHP injection. Okay. First, in a cloud environment. So here you will see that is a code disclosure attack. Here you will see we have the password file. This is your password files. It is sample file. Okay. And here I'm showing the file. Some users are there and password are stored into the file. So if the password are stored into the database through the SQL injection, it can retrieve. If the password are stored in the form of files, it can be also be retrieved by using this show source. Sometimes functionality become the vulnerabilities. So there is a one command of debugging. It's called the show source. So what the attacker does, attacker will inject this code and know the program, and the code is visible at the client side. This is a myth that your code is not available on browser, only HTML pages are available. So what the attacker does, attacker will inject here code. I'm showing you this code. This file I have written, and here I will put here website is asking entering your data. Again, it is, so here what we do, we will not put SQL injection. SQL, we will not put the cross-site scripting, JavaScript. We will put here PHP code. Suppose here the command is that I have already told you, this is called the show source. So this is used for the debugging purpose. So what the attacker does, attacker will use show source command and inject the PHP code onto that, and that will bypass it, okay, onto the cloud. And your password protect.php, any content that program having will be displayed at the browser. So you will find out here when I entered it, your whole file is available. That is called the code disclosure attack. So what is the login? What are the passwords? Okay, they are all stored. Or some socket informations. These information are stored. This is the example of PHP injection. Okay, I am not showing you. If I will put this command, just I am giving you the one example. this is a shutdown command. If I will enter this program, and your target machine will be shut down within a 5 second. If I will put the immediate, it will not ask the prompt for the say immediate, it will shut down. So that is called the remote code execution. Means the website is asking for entering your command, entering your command, and attacker is injecting the command or into the cloud environment or cloud application, and that will create the problem. Okay. Now I'm demonstrating some other more applications to you. Just wait. Just wait. I'm just within a 1 minute. I'm starting again. Okay. Okay. So this code is available at your screen. It is visible, sir? Singh साहब दिखाई दे रहा है?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. आप इनको अनम्यूट कर सकते हैं क्या कैंडिडेट्स को?
Okay, sir, we will unmute those who will raise hand. We will unmute them.
Okay. So anybody can tell me what is the use of this program of PHP? Okay, I'm telling. This program will run 50 times and create the function and use a make directory function to create the folders. So in 2012, I was involved in the one counseling of CCMT, and I thought that is it possible at the runtime when we can create the folders and store the candidate signature and their passport photograph onto that. But I thought that it is possible that attacker can run this script and create the so many folders onto our system. Okay. So this is the program which will 50 time loop will execute. If I will put here 500, 5,000, 5 lakhs, so it will run huge number of time this loop. Okay. So this is the vulnerable program of with the name attack. So first question is that how will upload this program? Okay. So what are the way of uploading this program? I am for just for a saving the computation. I am only running the 50 times. So this vulnerability is that weakness is that website is asking to upload your photograph, and website is asking or cloud application is asking to upload your photograph, but attacker is upload the PHP file. So first vulnerability is that the application cloud application is not checking whether the user is uploading the program or user is uploading the photograph. So he should not allow to upload the program, otherwise he will upload the program and launch the attack. So there is a one tool I have already told you that is called the DBWA. This tool is here. You can find out. Okay. This tool is open source and available. I am just showing you what is the purpose of this. So when you upload all these vulnerabilities, top 10 vulnerabilities of OWASP group are here, all attacks are available, okay, that you can learn. It is just a purpose for the giving the environment to end user to run their script and practice the various type of vulnerabilities onto the web environment, okay. So here you will find out there is a two-way. You can put the DVW security level. If security is low, means program is weak, it can be exploited. If security is high, means program is highly secured. It will not allow the attack. So what the attacker does, first I am making it security is low. So I put security is low. So security is low means website is vulnerable, application is vulnerable. Here I use upload. It is asking choose a file to upload your images. But what I do, I will put it here and use it this program that I have shown to you, attack2, that contain the folder that will run 50 times, and this is uploaded. And you will see it is a PHP file. And I upload it. And it is say your file is uploaded successfully. Okay. So here, after that, you can also see the code. So code is available at executing each application. You will go and check the code. So in the code, you will find out here, it is not checking whether you are uploading JPG file or whether you are loading the PHP file. Okay. When you say its security is high, if you put it security is high and submit, and then you try to upload any other program, like say attack1, it will say your image was not uploaded. It is a safer version of program. And you can see its code from here. And when you see the code, here it is checking whether your file is JPG, then he will allow. So this is a safer code. Okay. Now question is that your program is uploaded. Third time, the question is that how we will run this command from the remote location. So the one of the particular idea is that you have seen that so many times there is a query string. What is a query string? Query string is passing the parameter through URL. Here you will see it is saying the red. I will put here the blue. It will display blue, and some values are transferred. So values are transferred here. And the query string is a way of passing the parameter through URL and with the question mark. You've seen a lot of time the values are passing through the parameter. That is called the query string. Okay. So query string is a way of passing the parameter. So attacker is able to know that some values are passing and some file is executing. Now what the developer does, he will put ug.php for executing the UG file, pg.php for executing the PG files. Okay, like that. So when they entered red and then they entered the blue, the values are passing. So when we pass the blue pass. When we put the red value, so like UG registration or PG registration. So here values are red. What he will do, he will enter the attack program that are uploaded and call this program through the query string. And you will see here in the C drive, there is only 2 folders. For evidence purpose, I am showing you in the my C drive, in the WAMP, in the WW, the DST, we have only 2 folders, not the other ones. Okay, is it fine? So now what the attacker does, he will call this program. यहाँ पर क्या कर देगा वो, call कर देगा. He will call this program. So attack2 is the program. So attack2 will call through the query string. Okay. And when they call, the 50 folder will be created. So I will enter it, and you will see here 50 folders are created in the C drive, WAMP, WW, DST drive. So this is a simple vulnerabilities. Okay. So now my question is that, could you tell me what are the weakness in this attack scenario? So attack scenario is the sequence of executing the multi-step attack. Means various attacks in the combinations are attacking one by one and executing this. Anybody can tell me in this attack scenario what are the possible vulnerabilities that attack the system? बता सकते हैं आप में से कोई क्या क्या vulnerabilities थी जिसकी वजह से अटैक पॉसिबल हो पाया था? Any idea? Any idea about that? "22 students attendees are there." Okay. Anybody can tell me what are the vulnerabilities are there?
Monica ma'am, we have given you the mic permission. You can open up. You have raised the hand.
Hello.
Hello, sir, am I audible?
Yes, madam, you are audible. So can you tell me what are the vulnerabilities are there in this?
Sir, I think incomplete validations and input validations are there.
No, actually, I have not entered any input. Input I have entered in the SQL injection and the cross-site scripting. Here I have not inputted anything. Okay, I am telling you, madam. Thank you for interacting. So here you will find out, first thing is that in your program, you will find out in the attack2 program, file permission are poor. The user has given the permission 777. First vulnerability is that it read, write, execute, all permission are given. That is the one problem. Second is that at the time of uploading, he is not checking whether a user is entering the PHP file or entering the images. Third vulnerability is that here you will find out the remote code is able to allow. So the execution of remote code is there. So three vulnerabilities are there. First one is that 777 permission is given. Second vulnerability is that it is allowed to upload. Third one is that it allowed to execute from the remote location. That will create the multiple folder. So Monica madam, I hope that it is clear to you. I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you. So now we shall cover other very important, interesting topic. So I hope that it is clear to you. So PHP is there, so source command is there, injection code is here, and code are injected. And various number of folders are created onto the server. So three attacks I have discussed with you. One is SQL injection. Then it is called the multi-step attack. Okay. Because I have already discussed with you that HTTP is a stateless protocol. It does not know whether you are coming first time, second time. Attack is possible. Okay. And here you will find a attacker is there. He find one particular vulnerable web application, and then he injects some code. This code is executed and posted a very interesting post for the victim. Say, for example, she is preparing for GATE, so GATE notes, and her other application are also open. So sessions are activated at the other location. I will demonstrate how the session are established. He click onto that and the session is hijacked. So now you just observe that how session hijacking take place. Attacker injects some code, a web application pop up with some messages. She will click onto that. So now the advisory is that never click onto the suspicious link, especially when you are entering or involving in financial transaction or some other say legal transaction or you are involved in e-shopping or all this thing. So here when he will post a click, attacker, it is simple a click, and that is called the plus document. Plus document will steal all the cookies. So he wrote the function when he click onto this solution. It is not the solution of MacLear chapter for gate, but it is the simple suspicious link which are created on mouse over. So here when he put this click will be there, and one interesting link will be appeared to the student, like for MNIT student there is a free tour of Singapore. When they click it, your data may be hijacked. So when she click, you will find out there is a session is hijacked. So sessions are the created between client and user. What happens if the session is hijacking? Several times you see the values are passing to the maintaining the session. And when the session is hijacked, it may possible that you are buying someone and its billing will be added to the other one. Or it is possible that you are involving in some Gmail and your Gmail account will be open at the other end. That is called the session hijacking attack. Okay. So actually, when the sessions are created, browser will be also closed. And I'm using your this conferencing applications, okay, through the browser. So my browser will be closed. So I will play a small video, okay. Then it will clear the pictures, okay. So just give me a little bit time. I will configure this video, okay. So that will demonstrate and clear you. It is a 12-minute video, clear you how the session hijacking plays by some practical scenario. Okay, just a wait.
To make the transaction
Since this voice and audio is clear at your end, just tell me. Okay.
with the end user, cookies are used or the session are used.
Yes, sir. The voice.
Audio video आ रहा है इसका सही?
Sir,
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
this
But it
session
is
play
little,
very better.
Okay.
Sometimes this session may be hijacked.
So this video will clear you just I will record it because I will not demonstrate this live. Otherwise, my browser will be closed. So we are not able to proceed. So I am just playing one video that will indicate how the session hijacking take place. If you have any doubt after the video, you can ask me. Okay?
Sir, and this session play a very vital role. Sometimes this session may be hijacked and the personal information may be stolen, or the attacker is able to take the credential or enter it from the different machines. There is two types of session: persistent session, which is available even you close the browser, and non-persistent session, when you close the browser, session will terminate it. So we shall discuss each one. So first, how the session are established, we shall discuss that. And in this first example, we are here, and I am using a web server in which MySQL is in backend, and front end we are using PHP. So here, very simple example, I have created one session, and the session values are show, it's 1. So it is indicated the values are set at the 1. When I will refresh this, it becomes 2. And when I again refresh, it will become 3, 4, 5, and so on. So in this way, the values are incremented each time session are used. I will show you the program, how this is executed. So you will find out here, very simple example, which is written in PHP, this code. It indicates here we have starting of PHP. Here the session are start. If session is not established, is not set, then its value will be 1. And if it is set, its value will be incremented by 1 by 1. So in this way, the session's values are incremented and the session values are remain in all other pages during the browser navigation. So now this value is 5. Here you will see we increment this value, that will become 6, 7. You must just find out its values are 7. And when we open another tab, here the values are 7. When we open another tab and paste this, that value will be 8. So once we move from one tab to other tab, it will retain its old value and increment it. So when we refresh it, it will become 9, 12, and when we back to the previous tab, here, it will again 13. So that means the session values are shared among the various tabs which are open in the browser. When this values is now set, so some values we have fetched from this tab and from this tab. So values are shared. If I will switch to this tab, it will become the 17. So when I move to this session, it will become the value. So 16 is there. When I cross it, it will become 17. So that is the basic concept. The sessions values are. When we close the browser, I have closed the browser here, okay, and then again when we open a browser again here, and we will put the values by calling this URL, its value will be 1. So when the browser is closed, this values is set to be 1. That is the basic concept of session. So the session are established and remain. This variable may be shared among the various tabs in the browsers. When you close the browser, sessions are also closed and reset its value to the 1. That is the basic concept. Now we shall discuss the two basic concepts, how the session will take place. So I will show you how the cookies are write into the server to the client machine and how the cookies are read. So first we see the program that is used for the. So we will see the program here, and in this program, this is the program for writing the cookies values. So this is a simple PHP program which indicate the starting of PHP, it indicate the ending of PHP. Here we are using username, and Amit is a value that will be stored into this username. And that cookies are persistence, means that are available with the time plus 4800 seconds. And if we will remove it, that is called the non-persistent. So now I'm using and calling this function that name is wcook, writing cookies values and set its value, and you will find out. So once we go there and set its value, so this is the program here. Now I click onto it and that cookies are returned to the browsers. So another program we will check is called the reading of cookies. So program name is rcook, cookies values. So now we will see its code. Its code is also very simple. We all know. Here you can find it indicate the starting of PHP. It indicate the ending of PHP. Here we are using echo read cookies.br. That is the message, and here we are displaying the cookies name user, which is Amit. So we will say the cookies are used for the personalization, which store the values into your browsers, and when you call it. So now I will call this cookies by using the program is rcookies. In this way. Now these cookies are read and we will get the values. Welcome back, Amit. So in this way, we are able to get the values is Amit. So this is a simple way through which we are reading the cookies and we are writing the cookies. Okay. Now we will establish the session. So session are established when we moving from one location to the other location. Say example, that is called the PHP session. So we are here. I will call the function localhost. We are here. So we are at the page P1 here. And when we move to the page P2, the session is established. We'll go there and we close the browsers. Just a minute. We take this program. And we close the browsers. And now I will use I will open a browser. Okay. So you will find out here, I will call this function P1 and that when we move, some values are transferred. So that values are here. So this is the query string. Query string is a way of passing the parameter. So this is our server name, this is a folder, this is our folder. And here this is name of program and this is the query string. So query string is a passing the parameter through URL. What happening here? Some values are transmitting. So these values are very important. So many times you will find out some values are transmitting from this one. So this, if this attacker is copy this session, that is called the session hijack. And in the other URL, he may paste it, that is called the session fixation. Then it will be possible that your session will be hijacked and fixed at the other location. So this is a simple way you can get it here. And now we will open other tab. And this is the one other program that is very dangerous. That is local host. And we have already explained you that called the document.location. So document.locations, now we will see its code. So you will find out here. So what I'm doing, I'm just displaying its session, I'm capturing the session and displaying to the alert. This command we have already discussed so many times with the plus document.cookies that will capture all the cookies which are set, their values, or the session values. So here you can capture the values, store into the array, mail to your friends, or you can put into the array and later it may use. We are just displaying that cookie. So here we are hijacking this session and displaying to you. That indicate that session is hijacked. So here we have find out that one session is this one, which is activate now, and other sessions is which is written username equal to cookies. Now what I will do, I will go there and call this function, or the attacker will use it and give you the particular information. So I will put this show session which contain document.cookies. So when I click it, you will find out it will indicate, and both the sessions are hijacked. So first is through the username equal to cookies, and second is equal to PHP session ID is equal to this one. So these sessions are hijacked. So through the document.cookies, when I use script alert document.cookies, this session which are established between the client and server are captured and displayed because we are using alert. You can also store them into the variable and later you can use it. So in this way, the session are hijacked. So in this experiment, first I should show to you that how the session are established, how their values are incremented. they can be shared between the tabs. Once you close the tab, the session is destroyed. When you call it again in the new.
So I hope that concept of session hijacking is clear to you. Is it okay? Hello?
Yes, sir, we are able to hear you.
Okay. So now these are the very dangerous one. Why? Because some firewalls are not able to detect it because they are inside the packet because it is in the payload. So we need the deep packet inspection. In the deep packet inspection means we can go inside and check it what data are transmitting. But here, when you talking about that, there is a security is there, privacy is there, and security is orthogonal to privacy. When you increase the security, privacy will go down and it will reveal or disclose what the information are contained in the packet. It may contain some sensitive data, it may contain some password information that will create a very serious problem to you. Okay, so some AI based firewall and some modifications are there. I'm not covering that part now. I have covered the various type of vulnerability, especially related to code in the cloud application or the cloud vulnerabilities. Okay, so that concept of the threat. So what is the difference between threat and attack? Attack is always be deliberately, but threat may be intentionally or sometimes maybe unintentionally due to the limitation of technology, due to the unavailability of the expert, due to the poor way of writing the code unintentionally, or maybe the limited services, limited infrastructure, limited financial assistance is there. Now we move to the forensic part. There is a forensic is like the investigation and producing the evidence into the code. Evidence are any fact. I am delivering this lecture, you are recording it, you are attending it, all are the evidences. Okay. I am preparing the PowerPoint, I am running the program, their activities are also recorded in the various logs. So logs where events are recorded. Very simple example of logging. When we attend the class teacher will take the attendance. When we want to meet someone, we need appointment, that is the log. When we want to request for a update Aadhaar card, we take an online appointment, it is a log. So they can tell what happened, at where happened, and the one of the important element of any forensic is the time, and now these days location. Geolocations are there. So many attacks are also possible on geo. That is called the GPS spoofing. Means your vehicle is moving toward the say an Ajmer and it is showing toward the Jodhpur. So their locations are spoofed because after all your latitude longitude is also a data that contained through the GPS location. And you heard about the various attacks. That one car was fall down in the open bridge near the Agra, and some family are traveling toward this Karnataka. They move to the Goa. So this GPS spoofing is also possible. Tesla attack, Tesla motors are also hacked. So this type of forensic is the investigation of these things. So I will first cover what is the forensic and we will discuss it. So So forensic is about discovering how, who, when, and where of an incident that has taken place through the use of computing devices. It may be normal mobile devices, maybe the cloud computing devices, maybe the server. So how means what steps are involved. Who means who was the user. Who means IP address. Who means email address. Who may be Aadhaar card. Who may be mobile number. When time is there. What time? Morning, evening. Where? Geolocation. What was the latitude and longitude? Okay. Or in this IP belong to which organization? An incident, maybe a credit card fraud, maybe email spoofing, email bombing, maybe a salami attack, and that is the use of the computer. So objective through the investigation forensic, we have to identify which type of incident it is. Because investigation are different for each one incident. Credit card fraud detection is different from email spoofing. I will take both the part. Then collect evidence, preserve. Because evidences are the in the computer are the fragile in nature. They can be easily manipulated. Okay. If the evidences are written in the black and white in the form of papers, it is very difficult. But if it is on the simple log in a text file, any can be changed. So we have to preserve it and then analyze it. Then we correlate it. Here, the data mining, your machine learning, data science, big data play a very vital role. And integrity of the gather evidences. Integrity cannot be changed. When you proof in the court, it should be proof that no evidences has been altered or tampered intentionally or the unintentionally. So attacker is there, he is involved, and victim is the affectee, and date and time is it. Now the other things are there very important here. The time, because the machines in the cloud environment are geographically dispersed at the various locations are there. They are geographically at the different locations. There, say example, if somebody send an email from Melbourne, it says that it was say 4.5 year difference. So it shows that it is sent it at the 3 p.m. from the Melbourne and receive in India at the morning 10:45. So happen before relationship will not be followed. So we have to use some time synchronization. Sometime clock skews there, clock drift is due to the physical variation. There is slightly change in the two clocks. Drift is there. So especially for the transaction, financial transaction, we have to maintain. Means the event which is appear before, their time should be less than the second event. Then we have the location, because the website, we are from Manit, we are moving toward this Kolar Dam, and it is showing that your vehicle is moving to the other direction. That is the GPS spoofing. So here we have developed one application in which the deep learning methods has been used. A regression was initially used to check the deviation of latitude and longitude, because it is a slightly what is the your WhatsApp live or other application. There is a simple mapping of your mobile IP with the latitude and longitude, and when you are moving, your IP is changing or moving, and your latitude and longitude is moving, and that is showing the path onto the Google map. That can be easily manipulated. So cloud forensic is especially a special branch of digital evidences. Here we what we do, we can policy violation take place. Okay, policies are violated, and preserve, analyze. Okay, and policy are the set of the users rule, what is allowed, what is not allowed. Okay, what services are allowed, how they can use. These are the some applications that we have to check. So policy violation happen when cloud resources or user don't follow or the defining security and compliance rules. So if we give the in cloud like AWS, Azure, or the Google Cloud Platform, GCP. So policies are the rule that define what user services or resources can or cannot do. Okay. So they enforce security compliances. For example, say a IAM policies, the developer cannot delete production database. That is the policy. Means it is not allowed. Storage policies. All files must be encrypted at the rest. If the files are not encrypted, it is the attacker. So investigators through the forensic technique are enough capable to handle whether it was happen or not. Storage policy is another. Network policy only allow traffic from the trusted area. Okay, so these type of policies are there. Common example are there. Policy said least privileges, but user are given a admin privileges in cloud. That is the risk of privilege escalation. Unencrypted file policy required all storage bucket to have a encryption, but bucket data in the cloud is unencrypted. So this is the publicly exposed. So policy is that data must not be public, but a cloud database has a public IP and it is open access from the other location. Then another type of network policy, the example of network policy is that no inbound traffic is allowed from port 22 from the input. A security group allow only for secure from 000, but it is allowed. Then violations of data must be remain in the geographically violation. So data must be remain in the India region only, but violation that developer can deploy the resources of the US region. So these type of violations are created that will create a problem. So we have take care of these type of policies. Policy means there are four things are there. Land-based records are there. One is permitted, means in the according to rule, this is the permission. Not permitted, not allowed. If you will use then third one is prohibited, means no punishment, but they will warn you. Fourth one is no rule defined, means still the policies are there that are not defined properly. Okay. Then we have cloud forensics. So cloud forensic evidence, touch, fact. So that is also very important. What type of facts are there? So they are the trace, logs, data artifact generated in a cloud environment, and that can be collect, analyze during the investigation. Login logs. So simple example I'm showing. I'm not accessing the cloud. You can go there in the event viewer in your machines. In every window there is a one log. Here we have the window logs. So window have these type of logs. You will find out application logs is there, security logs are there, setups logs are there, system or logs are there, forward event logs are there. So these logs are there, and through which they can find out so what application are running. Suppose I have used the application log. So application log will total we have the 18357 application I have run. That is the evidences. Information, date, source, event ID, what task attending. So what application I have used. Security logs. Security log will tell audit access. How many time I have entered into the user account and how many time it is success. If I want to know how many time audit is failure, means audit is not performed onto my machine, this information can be evidences from there. What type of systems informations are there? Okay. What type of systems informations are running? Setup information are running. Then we have also the window registry. You can go there in the registry edit, especially if you are using the window environment. Okay. Microsoft. Here the various information are available. It is the heart of any investigation evidences. Even the application are uploaded onto the cloud environment, they are deleted, still the evidences are there. If you install a software involved in some illegal activity, uninstall it, but its evidences are remain onto the internet. That is the main big issues. Okay. So evidences are there. Okay. So, Singh Saab, I will take a break of 5 minutes, then we will continue. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
नहीं. Okay, I'm audible. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, so what happened? The various type of evidences are the cloud environment. Some web server logs are there. Operating system logs are there. So your application level activity means which API is used, which page is used, what browser are used, which type of applications are used, what type of methods of HTTPs are used, get, post, put, all are stored into the web server log. Operating system log is stored in the Linux like syslog, Windows log, system log, application log. Firewall log contain the like a barrier of your institute, inbound and outbound traffic, what is incoming, what is going out. Database log contain the what tables are open. Then we have the save point, checkpoint, revoke, transaction logs are there. Keylogger store the capture the activities of keystrokes. Then packet sniffer record not only the inbound and outbound traffic, TCP protocol detail, UDP protocol detail, IP protocol detail, ARP protocol, SNMTP, SMTP, POP based, all are stored. And then we perform some pre-processing. We have to normalize because units are different, formats are different. Then apply clustering technique, classification technique, and the neural network technique, deep learning technique, optimization technique to extract the knowledge, which are very important for forensic investigator to extract the information from your system. So this is the outline of your forensic. And one of the important thing I would like to share with you, when you take the any evidences, we will not take the direct. What happened? Because operating system also try to write some important content onto the system. So it will change the content. For example, I'm giving you one example. It was happened that one crime was conducted and ladies just come in the our cyber cell and say we have the photograph in the pen drive. So when she copied, connect her mobile phone with the laptop, copied the file, important evidences are also corrupted. And so always use write blocker. So write blocker are a device that will allow you to only to read the content from the hard disk, not allow to write the content onto the hard disk. So write blocker, so you have the evidences, tabular T3, T5 is one example. So it will not allow to write the content onto the hard disk. So evidences, if it will be take, it is very safe and admissible, but it is when you directly copy it is not admissible. Another, the copying is not the right way to copy the data. Instead of take, we have to take the image of a data in the cloud environment. When you copy only the active file, when you know you delete the file, file will not be deleted from your system, only active file will be deleted and their header will be deleted, but file remains there. Here you will see some green file that are the active file, some deleted files, and one are the bad sectors are there. So when you copy, only active files are copied. It is showing with the diagram. Only active files are copied. Deactive files will not be copied, or deleted file not be copied, or the block will be not copied. So instead of copying, we take the image of a hard disk. So the right forensic concept is that instead of copying, we have to take the image of a system. Okay. So when you click it, entire disk is copied, entire data is copied, and also take its message digest. Message digest is hashing that will check if always be, it will be a one-way function. So all your active file, your deleted file, your bad sector. So I'm giving you an example. Suppose one pen drive which is of say 8 GB and 4 GB is occupied. If you copy only 4 GB, data will be transferred. But when you copy it with the image, all 8 GB data will be moved, because all the sectors or tracks are moved from one hard disk to the other hard disk. So when you take the images in the cloud environment, hard disk image or pen drive images, you take the images rather than the copy. So difference between copying and image: in the copy only activate files are copied. In the imaging, activate, deleted, undeleted, all files are copied and hash will be calculated. That is the right way. Now the cloud forensic evidences are there. We have the access log, means who access, when access, and from where access. Their geolocations are also there, which was not there. API log, application program interlog, system log, VM log. We have the network logs. Then we have the user data or metadata. Metadata, I am giving a very simple example. If we capture any photograph, it is a simple example of data. But if we calculate whether its flash is on, what type of mobile is used, Samsung, what was the date, what was the location, and when this file is created, when it is whether AI generated or it is a capture images, all are the evidences which can be used. So I will show you all this. Okay. Snapshot, VMware machine, their status, database backup, all contained images, and they are also the evidences. Authentication, how many times user login. If I can show you that if somebody is entered 3 times wrong password, it will be captured in my system. Sometimes functionality or the control become the vulnerabilities. Okay. Say example, if 3 times wrong password are entered into the SBI, it will be services will be disabled for 48 hours. Role-based account controls. Okay. Then application level SaaS activities, their email, chat, calibration, cloud, billing records are there, geolocations are there, IP trackings are there, time stand provided audit logs are there. So it is very difficult to cover all these logs. I will show you some of the log and their information through the screenshots, or some logs are from the sites. So key challenges I will cover later. First, so in the 2008, the generally log do not contain the evidences of injection attack, but we have developed one logging system that will not only capture your IP address, method name, type of server, PHP, it also store the injected code. So it is here I am putting the OR1 equal to 1 for SQL injection, and it is recorded here. So these evidences are recorded at this location. PHP injection code means make directory function is called. These evidences are also stored in the logs. Okay. Not only tagging of the log, we also created the regular expression for this SQL injection, PHP injection, cross-site scripting, because regular expression are faster to retrieve the information. And for evidences conversion, some of the evidences we convert from text to the image file by using the GD library. So evidences are on the image format. They are not even deleted by dragging or deleting or pressing the keystroke. So evidence preservation, we use the image-based preservation. Sometimes hashing-based preservation is also used. This is one example of access log, means what time, date it is accessed, who has accessed it, what is the name, view type, what will the IP address, what browser they are using. So this is also the very important evidence in the cloud environment. Second evidence, API logs are there. In the AWS, what API are used, request ID is used, what type of IP address is there, who is the caller, who is the user, what is the request time. Okay, so all information are there. So they can be very simple. If you will summarize: request ID, IP address, caller information, user information, HTTP method, active path, status, protocol number, response length, error message, So all informations are the evidence format. It is available in the cloud log. Then we have system log. I have already shown to you. Then we have packet firewall. What packet are transferred? Okay, from which source to which destination? What was the TCP? And then we find out whether they are send, allowed, or deny. Receive, send, deny. Okay. Then there is a file storage cloud. Cloud, we also have the various files that are also the evidences. These files are when they are modified, when they are accessed, who was the owner, to whom it was shared. These evidences are also in the cloud environment. File deleted, what action they have performed, who deleted this file, when they have deleted. So these information are stored, also the metadata for delete file. Only not the deleting the file information, whether the file is deleted or file is not deleted, but also contain who deleted, what the time of deletion, from which user group it was deleted. Then virtual machine snapshot, or say process snapshot, what the memory, processor, hard disk, all the information are there. Database backups, SQL backups are there. Backup the database, SQL check, which are used in modern databases for cloud. Then we have the log viewers, what type of events are running. I have already shown the event log for login attempt, whether the logins are allowed or logins are failed. This information are here. Okay. Then multi-factor authentication. If the single means using the login password, you are using the biostatic features, biometric features. Then you have the iris. Now these days there is also geolocation, means this website cannot be accessed from the Nigeria. So if there are a policy, say example, if it is denied, so here you will say at 19th, 22, 29, it is a granted, and at the 12, 18, at the 19th, it was geolocation is denied. Application name is this, access location is this, because this geo is not possible. So sometimes we say that our website is not open from the other. For security reason, in the cloud, the geo fencing is enforced. So what the geo fencing does, it will not allow the user from outside. So with the policy of the land will be enforced. Then we have the password manager, where rules are there. SES activities are there, event name, interactions. Okay, log files are there, billing records are there. So what department, what services they are using, what is their PO number, what is the document number, invoice number, document date. So all these evidences are there. Geolocations are there. Say IP address in India country, in a Maharashtra, in the city, its latitude is this, longitude is this, zip code is there. Or it is in a Thailand, in a Bangkok, in Nonthem, date, time, and this one. Or in the Uttarakhand, Dehradun. So this geolocation is also traced by the cloud-based application. So these are the logs which are maintained at the server sides. Okay. Timestamp from audit trail provider. Your ISP provider also contains the timestamp. Okay. I am now giving you one cloud environment scenario. Okay. So in this scenario, I will cover a concept. Here we have one attacker. He threatened this girl. This is I am taking a hypothetical problem. This girl is threatened by this attacker. So we know when the email are sent, SMTP protocol, which are used for sending and receiver, do not have the authentication. Very similar to your post office letterbox. When you entered a postcard into the letterbox, it will not ask whether you are a Sachin Tendulkar or you are a Deepak Singh Tomar. So very similar, email spoofing also possible. Email spoofing is a situation where the email is sent from the person A, but it seems that it is sent by the person B. So like in a letterbox, when you enter the letter, it contained the stamp of a post office. By clearly visualizing that, we are able to find out from which post office it was sent. So सील से हम पता कर लेते हैं, स्टाम्प से पता करते हैं किस पोस्ट कार्ड से भेजा है. इसी तरह से वेबसाइट में ईमेल हेडर होता है. Every email contain the email header. It not only it contain the message, but it also contain the email header information. So by opening the email header, you can find out the travel path. And through the travel path, you are able to find the IP address, not the sender email, but it contains the path of a provider. Like when you entered the vehicle number in your RTO website of Rajasthan, it will give this vehicle is belong to whom. But driver detail, it will not provide. To whom this vehicle is registered, this information is available. So by entering that, we are able to find out. So first email is, C will open an email header. So I'm showing you how so say example, this is anonymous email. Lot of applications are there. By using the script, you can do that, or by using some open port, you can do that. And you can find out each time email send, it also contain the header. So you will count the Sachin Tendulkar, dear Deepak, you are requested for dinner at the Taj Mahal. But it is not sent by the Sachin Tendulkar. Then you open an email header of a Gmail. I'm taking the example of a Gmail header. Here, the So Original. So Original is a way of opening a header of a Gmail. It show from the where this information are sent, all the IP address. So if you are using the Rediff, you will simply write in a Google how to open a header of a Rediff, how to open header of a Yahoo, how to open header of a Hotmail. So header will be there, and it will contain the collection of IP addresses. Then you can perform the header analysis. First IP belong to the owner. Okay. So in this way, you are able to get the IP address of the sender, owner. And then there is a one Whois database. Whois database, like your RTO website, it contains the name of the person to which this resource is belonging, from where the message is sent. Very similar. If vehicle is trace or involved in any legal activity, you put in your RTO website and you will get the detail of owner. Simple, you can get the detail of SMTP provider. Then Whois database is very simple. You can find out Whois database, Whois query. Whois query is the registered information. When any services are there, like when you purchase a vehicle, you register in the RTO office. Similar, when you buy an application or when you install application, it is registered in the Whois. And Whois query will find out, say example, I am writing the mnit.ac.in, and it will give the information that my college name, it was registered by my name, my fax number, my address, then the previous owners, okay, administrative, all the information are there, and my fax number of our institute, my mobile number is there. So they are able to find out from where this information was sent. And once they are able to find out, they will find the log of a ISP provider, whether they can find out who is sent it, from Airtel or from Jio or from BSNL. Then ISP provider find out from which location it was sent it. So it's, for example, it was sent it from the Malvi Nagar. Then they will find out from, or it is sent it from the particular institute. So in which hostel it was sent it, they can again check their log and find this person. Okay. So now there's a binding between the machine and the person. For example, when you use a public IP at the airport or some other places, you need to enter your OTP. So your mobile number is registered. Or in early days, when we use the cyber cafe, we have to give our Aadhaar card, and through which once they put in the register that he is user who is using this terminal and using this Aadhaar card number. So through which they are able to find out the information. So like in a forensic, in the cloud environment, we have to prepare the chain of evidences. Okay. So who is used for the retrieving the data? So these are some applications where the open vulnerable access manager is there. Then CERT, computer emergency response team. All the vulnerabilities that we have demonstrated are very well documented in CERT. So you can find out these vulnerabilities, not only these vulnerabilities, I am just showing you. You can go there and type here in the Google Indian CERT, Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. So here you will find some latest vulnerabilities. Okay, you can find the denial of service in Cisco routers, multiple vulnerabilities in Microsoft product. So not only these vulnerabilities are there, or SAP product or Apple product. So you can go there and check it, what vulnerabilities are there, what the target audience are there, what risks are there, what is the impact assessment. Okay, then Cisco information, common web application vulnerable name, contact number, all informations are there. Their risks are there. Not only this, last 10 years vulnerabilities are very well documented. For example, in 2017, 15, you can find out. Okay, you can find remote code execution in Joomla. So Joomla is a web application where our website was launched in 2015, and remote code execution, जो मैंने attack वाला चलाया था आपको, it is suffer from that. When you click it, not only this one, you can find out here their description, their vulnerabilities, their method, so everything are available onto the internet. If they are able to know what services they are using, they can launch the attack, they can find out this one. So from computer emergency response team, they can find out. They can find out from the web application phishing group, common web application vulnerabilities. US CERT is also there, like Indian CERT, anti-phishing work group, web application consortiums. Welcome. This is OWASP. This is the very good website. If especially you are exploring your work in the field of web application security, OWASP, you can note down OWASP. OWASP will stand for Open Web Application Security Project. It was started in 2007. That time SQL injection was in top. It every 5 years or every 3 years, they can release the top 10 vulnerabilities. Their solutions are there, their tools are there, to which we can find out. Okay. So I will conclude. So in this lecture, I have covered the cloud security, especially vulnerability related to the code, simple the cross-site scripting attack, and through the cross-site persistence attack, non-persistence attack, session hijacking, session creation, session capturing, and how the session are interacted. When you close the browser, when you open the browser, it will reset. Then we talk about the SQL injection, and then we talk about the injection of through the command or PHP injection, and demonstration of a DVWA group, and also shown that firewall is not enough capable to handle these situations. Then we switch to the forensic. What is the meaning of forensic? Then digital forensic evidences are there in context of cloud, simple architecture, cloud evidences, various type of logs, and one case studies of email spoofing we have covered. And then some brief about the various consortium who are working. So I will conclude with that cloud security and forensic are not just about the protecting your data, but ensuring that trust, which is very important when the money is involved, accountability, that who is responsible, what are their roles, and resilience in the digital area. So responsibility should be fixed. It should be shared between the cloud provider and the customer for a strong defense. And I will conclude this lecture with the one quote that there is no patch for careless. We have to follow the guidelines which are provided by time to time by the consortium security expert. We have to register, and if you are want to explore that proper justification, you should join the particular groups and also handle these situations. So I'm again thank you for your head of the department, Dr. Mustaq, for inviting me, and the organizer of this program, and also the administration of the MNIT Jaipur. I hope that concept is now a little bit clear to you, and because there are some limitations sometime of the online teaching, and hope in the future we will meet physically. And thank you very much. That's from my side.
Participants, if you are having any queries, you can put up in chat box. We will convey the message. So I think, sir, there are no more queries, so we can conclude now. So
Okay.
thank you once again, sir, for being part of this FDP, your insightful information that you shared and showed the practical applications of how the attack works and how they can be mitigated in cloud. So thank you so much, sir, for giving such wonderful information.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And to the participants, we will be meeting again at 4 p.m.